Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to do this really easy, really quick Halloween fortune teller inspired makeup. I've done all of this with makeup, so there's no need to go out and buy any like special effects makeup or face paint or scar tissue, fake blood, any of that kind of stuff. If that's your thing, then by all means, that's great, but this is more my kind of gig for Halloween. Still like to look a little bit glam, so this is the kind of look that I've come up with, and this was so easy. This literally took me like half an hour. That's quick for me, so I think that's quite good going, and I just feel like the accessories and everything go really well, and it's just a really simple look. Anybody can do it if you've got the right tools and some of the right makeup products. So if you're looking for something to dress up as for Halloween, but you don't want to look too bloody and gory, but you still want to look glam, this is a perfect video for you. It's super easy to achieve. So if you want to find out how I did this, all you've got to do is keep on watching. Okay, so just for quickness, I've already done my base makeup. That's why I look a little bit crazy. For this eye look, I want this to be really easy and really simple to recreate. So it's not going to be dark, it's not going to be vampy, it's going to be like a kind of neutral fortune teller, if you will. So it might make it a little bit easier for some of you that are beginners, or I don't know, anyone who just doesn't want to go too dark with the eye makeup, because I know that doesn't really suit me, so I prefer to do something a bit more neutral. A few accessories here that I am going to use. So I've got some of these little star stickers from Gypsy Shrine. I've also got this face sticker. These are your best friend if you want to do an easy Halloween look. Like, they're so easy. All you got to do is literally stick it straight on your face and you're kind of done. So I highly recommend these face stickers. I got this one off ASOS. I've linked to it below if anybody is interested. I also got this off ASOS as well. To start off with, I am just going to go in and put some bronzer in my crease, because I just find everything looks way better when I've got like a base down. So I'm going to try and not cover my my face while I'm using this mirror. But I have already primed my eyelids. I have used the P. Louise base. If you want a lot of pigment out of your eyeshadow, you need to use something sticky. So a concealer that hasn't been set, or like an eyeshadow base. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to blow this out. Just make it really soft, so that I've got something to work with. Neutral colour through my crease. Now I'm going to go in, I am going to go straight in with a dark brown now. I'm going to use like a flat brush like this. This is your best bet. This is the kind of brush you want to use, something flat that will pack colour on. So I am just using this Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival XL Pro palette. It's the Stacey Marie one. I love this palette, it's so good. It's literally got every colour in that you could ever need, and the quality is banging. If you're looking for a big palette like this, I really recommend this one, it's so good. I'm just going to go in with this really dark Intuition shade here. So that's just this shade at the bottom, that one there. But we're going to pack colour on the inside and the outside of the eye to just try and create that sort of dimension on both sides. It doesn't matter how messy or neat it is, because we are going to blend the edges, and obviously we are going to fill the space in the middle with something different. So it doesn't matter if you do get shadow in the middle space, because we're going to cover that with the P. Louise base or some concealer to go over it with something else. So you just want to make sure you've packed that dark colour on. This stage is just more about getting the shape in place than anything else, because obviously, like I said, we're going to go for a halo eye, so we want the shape there more than anything else. Packed on both of your eyeshadows on either corner of your eye, you're just going to go in with a fluffy smaller brush. Now I'm just going to go in with another brown shade. I'm going to go in with the shade Basic, and I am going to mix a tiny bit of Haul in with it. So that is these two shades here. So I've used this row basically, so I'm just going to go in with this one to blend the edges, but I am going to mix a bit of this one in as well, because this one is a little bit too warm, and I do want it to look still quite vampy and smoky without it looking too dark. Go around the edges. If you've got like a small brush like this, it's great, because you can get right in the crease without like blowing all the shade onto the side of your eye here. So if you've got a small brush like this, you'll be fine. It's the easiest thing to do. All blended out and blown out, we're going to go back in with the darker colour again and just re-intensify that darker shade. So now that that's nice and blended, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go in with some of my P. Louise base. So I'm just going to grab a really small flat brush, like a flat shader brush, put a tiny bit of this on the back of my hand. You literally don't need much of this P. Louise base. If you do use this, you'll already know that less is more with this kind of thing. You do need something for the colour to stick to, so that's why I do tend to use my P. Louise base for this. So I would recommend an eye base or a concealer. I'm just going to dab my brush into that, and I don't want too much of the product on there because I don't want it to splodge everywhere, because we're not doing a cut crease. That's not the purpose of this makeup. We're just doing a halo eye. Make a line down the middle, and I'm just going to feather it out. Now, the only way you're going to get this even is if you just follow the position of your pupil. You want the colour to be directly in line with your pupil. Kind of making like a sort of triangular shape, because we want it to look like it's like the pigment that we're going to apply is cascading down your eye. I'm going to go in on the other one, try and match it up. Wish me luck. I would recommend doing this with your eye open so that you can see where you have put the shade. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be on there. And the colours that I'm choosing to use for this is this is the Peaches and Cream Gatsby pigment. Now, these are quite fine, so sometimes they don't show up as well, but when it's got a base underneath it, it is normally fine. So I am just going to use a pencil brush for this, just because it's small and I find it easier to pack the colour on. So I'm just going to dip into my pigment and I'm going to load my brush up, hopefully not get too much on there. And then I'm just going to put this over where we've put that colour. I've just put that over the top. Now, this is probably sparkly enough on its own for me. I mean, you can just go in and adjust the shape, so I can see that this side's slightly skewy. So I am just going to pull it out a little bit and just feather it up through to my brow. So my next step is to just put a bit of eyeliner across the lash line. Like I said, although we are going for some more of a softer fortune teller kind of vibe, we do just want it still to look a little bit dark around the eyes. So I am just going to go in with a liquid liner. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. So I'm not going to do a wing, I'm literally just going to line the top of my lash line. So I don't want it to be too obvious, but I do need something to just cover the lash band when I put the lashes on, because I am planning on using a rather large pair of lashes. I'm just going to go in and apply some mascara before we stick on our lashes. I don't actually 100% know what the name of these lashes are, but I'm pretty sure these are the House of Lashes Allura lashes. These are really good, I really like them. They used to be like my favourite pair of lashes. So if you like the look of these, you just need to search House of Lashes Allura, or I can leave a link below for you. Glue up my lash band. You do want quite a thick pair of lashes for this, because when I picture a fortune teller, that's just what I picture. I picture like heavy makeup, like thick lashes, like exactly what I like basically. So I am just gonna stick these on. Go ahead and do my favourite part of the video now, which is all the excess glitter underneath the lower lash line. Finish off my under eye makeup. So I'm just going to go back in with this brush again, with this P. Louise brush. I am just going to clean it off quickly. I'm going to go in with the shade Haul here at the bottom on this left hand side. Like, this does not need to be neat at all, it just needs to be on the eye. So I'm just going to go back in on the other eye. I'm going to go in with this little angle brush with a dark shade. So I'm going to use the shade Intuition, like we used on the darkest part of the eye. And I'm just going to line the lash line really lightly with this. I'm going to go in with a nude pencil on the waterline. Now I just feel like this is going to give it like a bit more of a creepier element. It will make the eyes look much more bigger and awake, and obviously that's what you want. That's kind of vibe you're going for with the fortune teller. They do have a third eye. So I'm just using a Revolution Pro one. This is new, so I don't actually know if I like it or not yet, but I will be sure to let you know in the next 5 seconds. I like that, guys. It's got like a really light shimmer to it. It's really nice. So if you were looking for a nude eyeliner, this is the Revolution Pro Visionary Gel Eyeliner in the shade Shell. So I'll leave a link to that below. That I used to put the P. Louise base on my lid. So I'm just going to spray it and make sure it's nice and damp. And then I'm going to go in with this glitter pigment here. Well, it's pressed glitter from the brand Glitter Eyes. And it is just this gold, thick, chunky glitter. Now I'm going to use this underneath my eyes. So it does like flake away, so that's why you probably need something for it to stick to. But it's just this really nice chunky glitter, and I am going to put this underneath my lash line in the same direction as this, but just underneath instead. Now that we've put it on the bottom, I feel like it needs a little bit on the top as well. So I'm just going to go back in with the pressed glitter. I'm just going to load my brush up a little bit. I'm just going to really lightly dab like straight over the middle of it. Go in and just kind of pat the glitter on without disturbing anything else underneath it. And it just gives it that extra dimension that I think it needs. I'm not going to use all of these, but I am going to use some of them. So I'm going to use these little stars here, and I'm going to put them in the middle of the glitter. And I'm also going to use this middle section here. I'm not going to use the whole thing just because I feel like that's a little bit much for me. But obviously, if you want to use the whole thing, go ahead. You may have to use a bit of lash glue with these if they don't stick very well, because sometimes they're not very sticky. So I am just going to... Okay, well, it doesn't want to stick, so I think I might have to use a bit of lash glue. So I am just going to put a tiny bit of lash glue on my actual eye rather than on the sticker, just because I think it'll be easier for it to stick. So I'm just going to pop that there. Let that get a bit tacky, and then I'm going to stick the sticker over it. I've just trimmed that out of the middle of the whole headpiece. So like I said, I don't want to use the whole thing, and I'm just going to put this right in the middle of my forehead. Obviously you may want to use lash glue with this as well, but I'm not choosing to with this because I don't think this is as bad. So I'm just going to pop that right in the centre and stick that down. This would also make a really great festival makeup if you were going to a festival. I'm going to finish there with the makeup, and I'm going to put some lipstick on, and then I'll be back in 5 to show you some accessories and sort of spruce my hair up a little bit. So I'll see you in literally like 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and clip in this hairpiece. This is from Hair Choice Extensions, and it was really cheap, but it's really good quality. It's way better than the Lulabelle's ones. So if you have ever bought these like big weft clipping hair extensions, these ones are so much better than the Lulabelle's. They don't get as tangled and they last so much longer. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. And then I'm going to show you some headpieces and some options that I've got. Now that I've got that hairpiece in, I haven't actually curled my own hair, but I should have. But normally it looks fine. Now this is the reason why that I've used these kinds of colours on my eyes, because I wanted to use this headscarf. So as you can see, it's the same kind of colour. This is just from ASOS as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this in half, and I'm literally just going to put this on my head. Okie dokie. So I've got the headpiece on with the hairpiece, and I just think this looks so good. I feel like once it's got all come together, I feel like it just looks really authentic. So I have got these earrings as well that I'm going to put on. These are just like a little sun and moon that I got off ASOS as well. And there we have it, all done, all complete. I've put a lipstick on, just gone for a nude lipstick just because that's what I'm more comfortable wearing. And obviously, as I've said throughout this video, this is more for someone who wants to still look Halloweeny but also wants to look a little bit glam as well. So I feel like this is a great hybrid kind of makeup. So that's the end of the video. I will try and link every single product that I've used in this video underneath in the description box if anybody's interested or looking for similar pieces. I hope I've mentioned where everything's from along the way. If not, the earrings are ASOS, the headband is ASOS, this is from ASOS, and the hairpiece is from Hair Choice Extensions. This is just my kind of Halloween vibe. This is the sort of Halloween vibe I go for. So yeah, I really like this. I think it looks really great. This would look really great with like a one of those crossover tops as well, and like a pair of like leather leggings if you didn't want to go like full outfit as well, or even a coin headband. I did try and get one of those, but I couldn't get one very last minute. So I have just gone with a headscarf, which I still think looks really effective. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. If you liked the video and you found this video easy, or this tutorial easy, please give the video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.